2014 truck coming yesterday. They say you can have it 6,500 down. 2014 refrigerated 53-foot load truck.
Yeah.
I have the money, but because I'm not familiar with this. I wasn't born into money.
Yeah.
I'm so apprehensive to spend it, and we all are. Even once we make something of ourselves, we are so scared to let it go because we've been broke so long.
Yeah.
And the next person that can get into this gateway, they're like 6,500 to make a business of 6 figures.
Yeah.
That's
what you talking about?
What you talking? Run it.
Yeah.
What is going on, beautiful people, and welcome to the only place in the universe that supplies you fuel for your dreams, goals, and entrepreneur ambitions for the free reality TV. And today, people, we have the world famous, the universal favorite, Chopping It Up segment, and I bring you a super dope, person, individual, entrepreneur, author, CJ. You guys are gonna love it. Just some awesome gems, not only in regards to what he's been through in life, but what he's currently doing. So we're not even gonna play around with it. As you know, we're gonna jump right into this thing. CJ, author, entrepreneur, another one. Shout out to Khaled. Future mover and shaker. CJ, let's go.
The time is now. On everything. Took my heart away from money. I ain't interested in fame. And I pray that never change. Ambition is priceless. It's something that's in your veins. And I put that on my name.
Only hope I had was selling dope. Was on my grind cause times was harder than to sell a float. My mama
What's going on, people? Here with my man CJ. Introduce you, appreciate you coming out, of course.
Appreciate you having me, man.
So
I go by the name of Carlton Myrie, better known as CJ. I'm the author of Season 9 to Light Your Darkness, a motivational book. It's pretty much written for anybody that's looking to find that fire inside themselves to create something bigger, and whatever it is that they dream of, it can turn into a reality. Anything that can help push you, that's what that book is for.
Right. And first off, I got to shout out Wendy. She introduced both of us, just off the text, like, you got to meet, bruh. You have to. And we chopped it up for 3 hours at Starbucks or something like that. Man. So definitely shout out to you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy.
Amazing.
For sure. But before we jump in the book, definitely want to kind of get into before we got this, CJ. Tell us about, kind of your past and leading up to who you are now.
Absolutely, man. I come from my parents were from Jamaica, and we weren't necessarily middle class. I come from, in the island, you literally had a pot to piss in underneath the bed.
Wow.
And when you had to take a shower, you had a sink outside that you had to go get a bucket, and you had to go upstairs and you showered outside with the bucket.
This is how you're coming up.
Yeah, so this is what I was raised with, that mentality, and I experienced that. So when you don't have that silver spoon, sometimes you get caught up in the street, you know what I'm saying, and you get caught up making poor decisions, and that is a result of you're not able to witness the finer things in life. So you have a cap on your brain that will say, this is life. And that was where I was at for a long period of time, you know what I'm saying? And I've grown from that, but that's where it came from. I've dabbled in the streets. Thankfully, I've overcome all the above.
Right. So tell me about that. Like, how does a person come out of that? What you're doing now. You're an author. You're a published author. Walk us through the steps where you said, you know what, this ain't for me, and I'm tired of it, and I'm gonna change my life. Walk us through that struggle.
To be honest, man, I feel like upbringing is really everything, and being conscious to what you're out there doing. Like, I knew I was doing wrong at a point in time, but I knew what I was doing, and I knew right from wrong.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people get stuck in that dimension because they never really pay attention to realize that, yo, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like once you're conscious to what you're doing, you're able to make the decision once you know, mature up out of it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
So going along through that process, growing up, you already in the kind of the back of your, that angel on the side was kind of always like poking at you, like, you know, you're not.
I just knew there was a time, man. Like I didn't want to make a living off of it. You know, I just didn't believe. And then once I was able to start seeing things, I was able to make changes and whatnot. You know, I feel like a lot of people never get out of that rut because they're never privileged enough to see anything outside of their backyard of the clubs and the clothing stores. You know, which entrap all of our minds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the minute you get to see what a sandy beach is, you know, or an elevator where you're 10 stories above the ground, your mind might say, wow, this is really something that people live every day.
Right.
What do I need to do to be able to reach this for myself? And I feel like that is major.
Right. And what was it that you were seeing? You said some people aren't seeing, but what were you saying? You were, quote unquote, in that environment, so why weren't you oblivious to, you know, these things that
well, my situation is a little different. Honestly, I got shot, and I don't know how I wasn't paralyzed. I don't know how I didn't get killed. So I feel like once I survived that, I feel like I had a sign that said, you're here for a reason. And I just started, you know, taking myself to the next level. I started believing that I was here for a reason. Before that, I didn't have so much self-love and self-confidence, and I feel like having confidence is everything. It's key. It's everything.
In anything and everything.
Yeah, you have to believe that this is for you. You have to believe that you're worthy of receiving whatever it is that you're striving toward, because if not, there is no way you'll be able to get it. There was a time where I wanted to have $30,000 a year, a one-bedroom apartment, and a car, because when I had that for goals, I thought that was impossible to obtain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say you have to be able to expand your mind outside of the backyard, the comfort zone, because when I was in that stage of my life, it was impossible. I think my first cell phone I had was like at 21, 22, and my mother wouldn't co-sign for a phone. I was checked and checked. I couldn't keep a job, so I never had a stable cell phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when I said, if I could make 30 grand a year, like, that would be everything. I'll be able to, you know, have my own place.
Yeah.
It may not be big, but it's mine.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of car I'm driving. I just have a car and I have a place. I'll be able to, you know, make do.
Yeah.
And in reality, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you don't see anything, that's what your dream is.
That's a big dream from where you were at anyways.
Yeah.
That's already a big dream.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you were saying.
You know? So I feel like the self-love is first and foremost, and believing is everything, and taking the time out to leave your neighborhood to be able to see what the world actually offers. Because I've lived in Florida all my life, and at that time, in my early 20s, I've never been to a beach.
Wow.
I've never been to Daytona.
Wow.
I've never hit South Beach. And that's small, that's minute,
But it's grand when you think about it. You're just in your neighborhood. Like,
but if all you see is your neighborhood, the sneakers that are on the rappers, and the clubs and bottles, what are your aspirations of? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking away from people that aspire for those type of things, but you got to remember, like, the world is so much bigger than your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that at one point. You know?
So walk us through, like you were saying, that was a pivotal moment in your life, getting shot. Walk us through us now as CJ, writing his first book. How did that come to be? Like, I know you're an entrepreneur as well, but how did this idea come into your mind? Like, let me just write a book. You know?
Twitter. It'll be Twitter, man. You know, I would tweet some things, and I've always had like a little slick hand, and people would say, you need to write a book one day. Excuse me. So one day I just said, I'm gonna just write. I'm gonna just literally write 30, 45 minutes a day. Yeah, whatever I come up with, I come up with. You know what I'm saying? I didn't strain myself to say I needed 10,000 words. I just say whatever I come up with is whatever I came up with, and it'll be something that, you know, urban America will appreciate if they're trying to look for something more productive to do with their time and work on themselves. So that's what got me into it. And I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to push people because I know what it's like to be on unemployment. I know what it's like to be check to check. I know what it's like to ask your one homeboy to, can I borrow $300 when you're getting a paycheck of $290? You're already negative $10 before you can get it. I've been there. Yeah. I've seen it. I've done it all.
Yeah. So you wanted to put that into the print, kind of like share your story, you know?
I didn't really so much want to share my story in the book because I don't want it to be about me.
Right.
I want it to be about, you know, motivation and progression. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So the name of the game is D Up.
Here we come. It's a man's game now. Put your hands on him and let's play. Put your hands on him and let's play.
My goal is to put you on the defensive, and I don't want you to get any of these questions right. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I have a list of questions pertaining to your industry, the book industry, that you're either going to answer fact or fake. And when you answer, you're going to pick up the card on the top, and that's going to tell the audience the true answer. All right, the first question is, the first African American to be published was in the 1800s. Fact or fake?
Fake.
Okay. Next question. The New York Times bestseller list started in the 1930s.
Fact.
Okay. James Patterson has written the most books on the New York Times bestseller list.
Fake.
Okay. The most expensive book in the world is worth less than $10 million.
Fake.
All right. The oldest book in the world is estimated to be 2,500 years old.
Fact.
All right, next. The richest author in the world is worth $1 billion.
Fake.
All right. Stephen King is the richest author in the world.
Fact.
Okay. Amber Books is the second largest black-owned publishing company of self-help books in the nation.
Fake. They're number one.
Americans are the world's biggest readers.
Fake.
And last one, the top 3 most read books are the Holy Bible, Quotation from Chairman Mao Tse-tung, and Harry Potter.
Fake. Fact.
Which one you going with?
That was fact.
I wanted to get into season 9. You touched on a lot of topics already. I wanted to hit with that chapter 4, the voice in your head.
Mm-hmm.
How we were just talking about, you know, people just hanging out in the corner, their voice in their head, I don't got anything. You know, the quote that stuck out to me was, I believe one of the healthiest things we can do is to have an understanding relationship with ourselves. Who we are, who we want to become, what makes us happy, what makes us mad, and what confuses us. Familiarity, that's something that you've always said throughout this time together. Elaborate on that, because I'm a proponent of, you know, improving self-mastery, that voice in your head that can lead you astray or that can lead you to prosperity. So elaborate and talk more about that chapter 4.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of people out there that do great things, whether they're good or bad, they're being challenged by something. Mm-hmm. It's either something that's within themselves or it's something someone else is putting in them to do.
Right.
So I feel like once you get in touch with yourself, you're more conscious to know Deontay's putting a battery in my back to go do something, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Or whether it's CJ putting the battery in my own back to do something. And I feel like once you're in tune with yourself and you can really grasp what you're out there doing, you can say, hold up, man, if I take this and I put it here, you know what I mean? I really take this same energy. Whether you go from bad to good or good to great, you can take it up, period. So I feel like you have to constantly talk to yourself every day. You can't reflect on New Year's Eve because you got all year to miss out on. You can't reflect when you got cheated on to then say, wow, I need to tighten up. You need to tighten up every day. Like, you need to reflect and understand who you are as a person every day and how you can change and tune yourself to become a little bit more efficient. Yeah. Because everything counts with this journey of life. Yeah. Because there ain't no destination. This is an everyday thing. And it's something that we all have to do.
Yeah. And even further than that, it gets deeper than, like I said, y'all gonna see all the descriptions and where you need to go on the links below. But short arms, deep pockets.
Money, man.
I absolutely love this chapter right here. And we were speaking very long about that. Highlighted, you must have short arms to have deep pockets. Let's get into that.
Yeah, people don't understand what that means is if your arms are short, you can't reach into your pockets. That means your pockets will get bigger and bigger because your arms can't go, your hands can't reach to go inside them and take out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So I feel like it's not how much you make, it's what you do with the money you make. You don't have to make 100,000 to accumulate 100,000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's really being able to understand financial literacy, even even to the smallest degree, man. Like, you don't have to be a math whiz. You just have to understand what you're bringing in and how much you're putting out. Yeah. That's everything, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm real big on, like, watch when you go into gas stations, how much miscellaneous spending are we doing every day, every weekend, every month. It adds up. It adds up, man. And that's what's killing people. And these people know it. That's why there's a CVS on every corner, because that markup is real. But to the average person, it's all about convenience. It's $2. I don't care if it's $2. That $2 adds up. Yeah. 2 times 31 days a year, you got $60. 6 times 12, you're almost at $700 in the year. You know what I'm saying? $700, 5 years, that's $3,500. I mean, just like that. And off of some peanuts. Off of peanuts. And that's how these people are able to have a CVS on every other mile, selling $3 product. You know what I'm saying? Even though it sounds small, all that stuff adds up, man. It's major, man. Yeah. I've seen people that have entry-level jobs. I'm talking about $27,000 a year over the course of 25, 30 years later, physically owning their own property. Right. And they didn't make 50 grand. Right. They were just extremely smart with their money. That's why I say it's not how much you make, is what you're doing with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'll say to the people, to the men out there, that's single, the dude in the Versace shoes still gets the same girl as the guy in the Chucks. Yeah. You know, if you really can't afford those certain sneakers, it doesn't matter. The man gets the woman, the sneakers don't get the woman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So watch what you spend. Yeah. Segment is called the Big Four segment. I'm just gonna ask you 4 questions and you're gonna answer to the best of your ability, okay? All right, first question. What were your dreams as a kid? To be in the NBA. What are your dreams now? To continue to put my name on things. To continue to put my name on as many things as I can. You know, I want to create a long-lasting legacy of ownership. What one thing do you do now every day to get you closer to your dream? I talk to myself. I talk to God, and I get up earlier than I'm supposed to. That's key. Final question.
Name one thing you dream about that you plan on bringing to reality before it's all said and done. Only one thing out of all your dreams, aspirations.
True freedom.
True freedom.
Just freedom to, if I want to go get on a plane in a week, I can do it on the drop of a dime. If I want to do whatever, if I want to put something under my stepson's name, I can do it. Just freedom, man. Like, I don't want to marginalize myself to one thing, so I'll make a broad answer by saying freedom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Perfect. All right. So, what's the future? What do you have planned? How many more books do you plan on writing? How many more businesses? Tell us, give us CJ's vision.
Well, I have a promotion company and events company by the name of Red Enterprises and Events, and I have a trucking company by the name of Nationwide Transportation and Logistic. The future is I have another book. It's a relationship book that I plan on releasing 2018, maybe first quarter. And only goals I have is, man, just continue to touch people, man. I didn't really do this book for a monetary goal. I just did it to just put out good energy and just give God thanks on whatever good that comes with it. And I just did this to prepare myself to have the discipline to take myself from my business standpoint to the next level. So if I can write a book, I'm disciplined enough to take that, I don't know how to word it, that same energy and courage and say, if I want to expand my trucking agency by doing this, I can do that, you know what I mean? And the only thing I have in the future is, man, I just want to become a real deal professional deal maker.
Yeah.
I don't want to be marginalized to just one job title. I want to be able to say, hey, if I know somebody that wants interview work, I can say, hey, Deontay, I got somebody that want to pay. I don't have to get money off that, but I'm a deal maker in the sense of that. I can do my events, or I can do my trucking, or if I can do websites. I just want to be able to be in the loop with literally everything with what's going on in this world, man, so I can stay somewhat relevant and having money being generated in my account, so my family can be all right.
Right. So drop all your IGs, your Facebooks, your Twitters, everything.
You can find me on Facebook at CJ Myrie, MYRIE, letter C, letter J. You can find me on Instagram at Casanova407_876. That's CSANOVA407_876. Snapchat is the same, Casanova407_876. Same with Twitter as well. You can find my book at 44dots.net. That's 44dots.net, where you can find a direct link to Amazon and Barnes & Noble, or you can get at me on DMs on one of my social media outlets, or you can meet with me in person to purchase the book.
And all that's going to be in the description below. CJ, man,
I appreciate you, man. This is everything to me. You know, this is such a priceless day for me, man. So what you're doing out here, Deontay, you're shifting the paradigm as well, and this is something that I'm probably more appreciative. Even though I'm here, on behalf of you, I'm appreciative of this, and you know, I'll spread the word about the work that you're doing.
Appreciate it, bro. But that's not even. I love meeting people, because meeting people like you make me want to do better in regards to what I want to do in my life. Like, dang, CJ, this man has a book. What you doing, man? Get up. No excuses. You know what I'm saying? So the energy is reciprocating, you know? So I definitely appreciate you. One more time, Wendy, thank you for the connection.
Thank you, Wendy.
You guys all support CJ, his book, follow his social media platforms, all of that. Once again, in the description below. And stay tuned, man. Just greatness.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Follow me, but more so than anything, support yourselves and your own vision first. Just use our platform to be inspired by it, but go out and do for you so that you can do out for your families.
And what I tell you, people, dope, right? Dope. So all the info, as you know, is going to be in the description below. Make sure y'all go and support. Make sure you guys go check out my man's content. Check out his book. I'm gonna also be doing a bookworm segment on his book review, so you guys stay tuned for that video. You might be able to get a free one with the trivia as well, but definitely support. This is what I love. CJ's an awesome person, super motivational, super inspirational. And that's the type of people you need in your circle. That's the type of people you guys need to go out and support, you know, pull insight from, and just look out for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you guys have any people that kind of fit CJ's description, or any other people from my other Chopping It Up videos, drop that in the comment section below. Shout out to Wendy, once again, who introduced me to CJ by doing the same thing. And I love it. I love sitting down with people and interviewing people like that. It gives me life. And I hope it also gives you all life and inspiration to go ahead and attack those dreams and dent the universe, people. Dent it. So last time, follow, subscribe. Always hit that subscribe button, people. Support my man CJ. All the info in the description below. Have a great day, week, month. I'll see y'all next Sunday. And always tune in to Reality TV, where you always need to be.